Welcome back to the most listened to real estate and mortgage show in the known universe. This is Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the loan arranger.
That's me.
We've been talking about what's going on in 2024, what to look forward to in 2025 with your price appreciation happening. If you're a buyer, get in now. Your interest rate's going to be good. But even if they're stuck with a 6 3/4 rate right now, Bruce, it's probably going to be 5.5 within a year.
6 3/4 is not that bad. I don't know what it's going to happen. I really don't. So we have a Fed cut this week. There's what, a 90 some odd percent chance they're going to give it a quarter point cut. I believe that that's going to happen. But what happened every single time that the Fed has dropped the Fed rate, the mortgage rates went up.
3 cuts. We had 3 cuts or 2
We've
cuts?
had a half. We've had 2 cuts already. This will be the third.
Each time the rates went up.
Each time mortgage rates went up. So you have to understand why they go up. If you understand the relationship between the bond market, which mortgages are tied to, and the stock market, which is what investors want to put their money into, you can understand that if the Fed drops the Fed rate, it stimulates the economy. Money's pulled out of the bond market and into the stock market, and it deteriorates the bond yield, and interest rates for mortgages go up instead of go down. Now, a lot of people just don't understand that relationship, but that's why you have me to help walk you through the process. So if you are ready to close on a house and you're waiting for the Fed to drop the Fed rate, you might want to lock in before the Fed drops the Fed rate, because it could very easily go up.
Boomerang the other way. All right, a couple of listings, Bruce. We talk about prices, and this is the price points that I think will really climb. I've got a 1-bedroom condo, Metro West, $158,000. This is a ground floor unit, fresh flooring, fresh paint, renovated for $157,000. I'm getting another one for $163,000. The dues in that community are it's a gated community. The dues are only about $250 a month.
That's great.
Really well-run community.
That's very
rare.
nice. That's low.
Most condo dues run in the $400 to $600 range. So I've got that. 55 and better community in Tavares, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square foot for $275,000. We're going to discuss
Well, you don't see that price point.
We're going to discuss market position and market absorption in a minute, Bruce. This house is priced to sell. This is the best price of the 20 homes for sale in this neighborhood. Most of them are over 300. And some might get it. They're larger homes. This one's 1,600 square feet. They make larger homes in there. This one's in.
Is that 55 and up, you said?
55 and better.
So if you're over 55, you want to get into a home under 300,000, there's a great price point.
I've got DeLand. I've got a carriage home, like a 0 lot line townhome, single story, 1,500 square feet for $280,000. That's high vaulted ceilings, great granite kitchen, granite countertops everywhere for $280,000 in DeLand. This is one of the only new townhomes in the area, newer townhomes, Bruce, new style, also single story. Also, all the other townhomes are priced above 300. So, and then I've got Solavita in Poinciana, Kissimmee, 290,000, 1,700 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a den on a conservation area for $289,900.
There you go. Another one under 300.
So all those homes there,
in Solavita.
Are
they 55 and up too?
That is 55 and better. That one's got a golf course, great clubhouse for social activities, gated.
It's a nice area. It's a lot like a mini Villages, but
it is. But they do a DNA. You're not going to get in there either if you're selling toothbrushes. They do a DNA check and a cavity search on the way through the door. They are tight with their security there. So, but you want to look at anything like this, you're thinking about your next home, call me at 407-352-8118. We'd be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So now I want to chat a little bit, Cleve, about people that have been waiting for rates to drop to refinance, right? So we all think that interest rates are going to drop. I think they're going to drop. The problem is what is it going to take to drop interest rates? What is it going to take? And when is it going to happen?
Inflation.
First of all, you nailed it. You nailed it. Inflation has to be under control for interest rates to drop anymore, because the Fed can only regulate the economy by 2 things: printing money, okay, or dropping rates. That's the only way they can do it. They have no other tools, and they don't want to print any more money. They're already printing too much money. So it's going to take inflation to drop. What is going to drop inflation? Energy. So when Trump does this drill, baby drill, frack, baby frack, then we're going to start seeing interest rates drop. But even when he's inaugurated on the 20th, it will take him a year for all those oil drilling companies to get all their permits in place. So
But
it could be a while.
They're probably starting the process now of gearing up for that thing. So
I'm assuming they are.
Just like the market's got Fed rates priced in, the mortgage market probably has it priced in, that little cut there, what's going to happen. So, but that's something to watch for. I just think next year will be a better year with rates that maybe average in the sixes instead of averaging in the low sevens as we did in 2023.
So here's what I'm telling people right now. I told you guys that this is not typical. You don't generally have somebody that's in the business of doing mortgages telling you, don't refinance right now.
Yeah.
Do not do it unless you need debt consolidation. So if you have equity in your property and you are loaded up with consumer debt and you have no money at the end of the month, but you're sitting on a pile of equity, let's look at consolidating that, either refinancing or a home equity line of credit. However, if you are just trying to drop your rate and you're north of 6% right now, you're trying to drop your interest rate, I don't suggest you do it. It'll get better. And you have to watch it. You veterans and FHA clients are getting hammered by these lenders that are trying to get you to refinance. You can only do it every 241 days. And if they drop between now and then, you're going to miss out on that opportunity. So what I did, Cleve, is I created a watch list for my clients. And I will put you on my watch list, but you have to call me or text me at 407-250-9144. Then we'll have a conversation. I want to see your mortgage statement. We'll come up with what interest rate you need to get to make it worth your while. And when it gets to that point, I call you, we lock it in, and we go to closing and save you money. But don't refinance unless you need debt consolidation. Right. That's my message to you.
That's true. You just need to tell them because it's different for every family, just like their real estate plans will be different. So I want to talk about market position, Bruce, and market absorption.
Okay.
When you list your home, and like I've got one right now in Metro West, we're going to talk about, it's a $620,000 pool home in Metro West, 2,500 square feet, one of the best prices around per square foot and with a pool. And kind of the neighborhood, they cut the grass for you. It's a great little golf community. And so when I look at this house, I'm looking at other homes, 2,100 to 2,600 square feet,
okay,
from 590 to 699. And what's hilarious, Bruce, is the ones that are selling around this price, around 620. There's a bunch listed way over 650. And that's why I talk about being on the market, but you're not in the market.
That's right.
You've got to watch that in this, because inventory in this. And what I noticed was when we picked that price for that home, there's a bunch of people in the 620s and 630s. And the market absorption for this type of house, when we were busy, probably be 2 or 3 a week happening within this couple square miles. Right now, it's only about 1.
Explain to our listeners what you mean by market absorption.
How many of that type homes sell every week or every month? And this is what I sit down and analyze with my sellers every month. And I don't know any other realtor that does this. Sometimes I hear them, like I just took a listing. They said the realtor kept coming to them, asking them for $50,000 off. Well, I fixed it because the marketing was terrible and the pictures were horrible and it looked like there'd been a frat party there. And also the co-broke was wrong, not good enough. And we didn't adjust the price.
I mean, they weren't paying the buyer's agent enough.
And the buyer had never been explained, the seller had never been explained these items. So you got to watch your market. Where are you going to be market position? You got a builder right down the street. You probably need to be almost 7-8% lower than their prices for the same home, because the builder's
pay closing costs they're going to do.
Or because the builder's given $20,000 towards costs. All these things come into play. But I also react to that every 2 to 3 weeks with my sellers, because if they didn't sell, I can show them somebody where somebody spent from 590 to 620 around their price. I can show them what people bought, and then we can kind of make a judgment on where do we need to go with the price. Do we need to adjust it a little bit, hang tight, or drop it a lot? But then the seller can make an educated decision because I know what I'm looking at with a market analysis.
Absolutely.
So call me at 407-352-8118 or go to lovelandcleve.com and we'll help you with your real estate plan.
cleveloveland.com. Not Loveland Cleve.
That's right. That's my Gmail address. Okay.
cleveloveland.com, or call the loan arranger, get the application started. If you're not going to pay cash and you need a mortgage, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. I've been in the mortgage business for 35 years. I've closed tens of thousands of transactions. I'm going strong. You won't find a better company. You won't find lower rate. You won't find lower closing costs, and a company that cares as much about their customers. My customers keep coming back to me time and time again. Call me. I'm the loan arranger, 407 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. So, yeah, that's all you got to do. Give us a call, and we'll get you up and started. I'll get you pre-approved for your financing so you can go out. And if you get fast track approved, then I position you as close as you can be to a cash buyer. It gives you more negotiating strength. And I guarantee the seller that I close in 21 days or less, or I pay the seller up to $500 per day. How many times do you think I've had to do that, Cleve?
Hardly ever.
One time I've had to pay the money, and I did not close on time.
Well,
I missed the closing by a day.
You rescue a deal a month for me, probably, Bruce, when I'm trying to call. Like, we had a lender last week, totally unacceptable. 2 emails, no response within a day. 2 phone calls, no response within a day. Guess who's on the phone the next day? Me. When I left a message at that, could have been a payphone somewhere. When I got a voicemail. When I left a message, that voicemail said, "This file is going away. You guys are losing this transaction because of your lack of responsiveness." Guess who called me?
You got to call back.
The branch manager. And I told him this is totally unacceptable. But you know what? The first thing out of his mouth is, "Oh, that guy's remote. I always have problems with him." And I'm like, good Lord. So don't take any chances, realtors. Just send all your leads to Bruce. Your buyers will get in the car with you. You will have confidence that they can buy the house they're looking at. What's always funny, Bruce,
and you'll know the truth.
You'll know the truth. The truth will set you free on stuff like that.
Truth will set you free. Absolutely. So we already talked a little bit about the Fed rate. We talked that it's probably going to drop a 1/4 point. Interest rates on mortgages likely will go up. We talked about Trinity Family Builders here in the Central Florida area. If you want all your closing costs paid, you can use the loan arranger, and I will get you a great mortgage and get all your closing costs paid. Southern Homes down in Lakeland, Bartow, Avon Park, Babson Park, Sebring, these houses, I'm seeing houses move-in ready in the low 300s to the mid 300s. They really have got it priced right. Brand new construction and all your closing costs paid. Call the loan arranger at 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. Register for Cleve and I's Leapfrog class. You want to learn how the pros buy property, how to become a great landlord, how to make money on your rental properties, how to retire with generational wealth to be able to get you through retirement. That's the way you do it. Leapfrog class. Go to webringyouhome.com. Register for the Leapfrog event on January 22nd, live and in person. Please, no kids. We will have food and drinks available at the ale house, but this is get down and dirty. This is get rich slow. No sales pitch. You don't have to buy my CDs or 8-track tapes. Everything that we did, the mistakes we made, the success we have, the lessons we've learned, we are going to share with you, so you won't want to miss.
You know what's funny, Bruce? When we do these seminars, probably only 30% of the people take action.
I bet you it's less than that.
I mean, 100% should take some kind of action. Now, and I think a lot of those people probably could not buy right at this moment or sell, rent the home they're in and move to another one. But get prepared. Know what you need. Get your credit score up from 650 to 720. Save your money.
Cleve, when I see people that have had success in life, it's because they took action. And what happens is procrastination is never going to get you anywhere. You would be better off to make a decision and make a mistake than not make a decision at all. And, when we're afraid to do things, do you know that 85% of the things that we are afraid of or in fear of do not come true? 85%.
Yep.
That means only 15% of all the crap you're worried about is actually going to happen. 85% is not even going to happen, and we're worried about it.
Yep.
But I will tell you something, and I've made a couple of mistakes in real estate, but I will tell you, I've made a lot more good choices, and there's only one property that I ever bought that I ever regretted buying, and I didn't lose money on it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I just see I've never had somebody come back to me saying, I need you to take this house back. It's just, I need to take the house back. They're always a good decision. Now,
of course,
you might discover something you didn't find, But if you did all your inspections, darn, it turns out there was, a faulty wire in the attic you had to get fixed, but you own it. All right, taking a break. 407-352-8118 for Loveland Properties or cleveloveland.com.
Yep, or the Loan Arranger at 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes to talk about all you self-employed people.